Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So last Saturday just gone, was the 2nd of November, which is the first Saturday in a brand new month, which means that it was a brand new mission inspiration for November. So I've printed off my prompts, I've gathered together some of my bits and pieces, my resources that I think I'm going to use. So I'm going to turn over to my overhead camera and talk through what I hope to be creating. Okay, so these are the prompts for the Mission Inspiration Challenge for the month of November. So as you can see, we've got some really cool, well, I say cool colours. We've got some really great colours. I shouldn't say cool really, because they're not really cool apart from this one. Anyway, we've got pecan, which is like a nut brown. We've got sage, lovely, lovely green. And we've got teal. Now, obviously, the camera might not be giving you a proper rendition of what the colours actually look like in real life because, hey, cameras, monitor screens, you name it, they're all different. We've got words for inspiration: sky, equal, leap, montage, and reflect. Like montage, it means you can put as much as you like in. And the list of ingredients, but not necessarily in order, are add texture through a stencil, make marks with something unusual, include an animal, fish or bird on your page, add paper or card, circle cutouts somewhere, include washi tape, divide your page into 3 sections. That's the one that was going to throw people, if anything's going to throw anybody this month. And only include 1 single word on your page. And then apply paint or colour with your fingers. So, I've kind of pre-prepared for this one. So I've already taken the sheet of watercolour cardstock from my Mission Inspiration Journal for 2019, and I've already taped it down onto my table. Let me just zoom out a little bit. There you go. So I've already taped my watercolour cardstock down, and this is 300-ish GSM, or around about 140 pound in weight. It's smooth as well, and I've already divided my page into 3 sections, so even before we start I can tick something off the list. So there we go. And what I'm going to do is, before I do anything, because I want the structure paste in there down first before I start adding colours, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add texture through a stencil using my new crop circle. I don't know if you can see that. There's something dark. I haven't got anything to... Yes, I have. There we go. He says, oh, there we go. Right, so that's my new crop circle stencil, which is launched on the 4th of November, but unfortunately it's sold out on pre-order. I will be getting some more back in, so if you're interested, just hold on, they will be back in a couple of days. So this is the crop circle stencil, so I'm going to be using that on my art journal, and I've got some structure paste. This is from a UK company called Imagination Crafts, and the colours that I've pulled out of my stash to use, although I haven't got a nut brown, I've got something which is fairly similar. It's a little bit of a honey brown. I've got a nice kind of sagey colour, and I've got a tealy colour. So those are going to be my 3 kind of colours that I'm going to use for this page. Let's just put that to one side and get straight on to adding that structure paste down. So I'm going to grab some of the structure paste, put it onto my mat just here, and I'm going to start adding it in that kind of spirally pattern just into that corner. So I'm going to just add it down and just wipe out. And I'm not particularly bothered if I don't get an even coverage with this stencil paste. Don't care. Peel that off. So we've got that up there. And then over this side, I'm going to drop the stencil back down again around about here and do the same thing. I'm not going to put any, for the time being, in the middle, because if I try and lay my stencil down while it's still wet on the sides, I'm just going to smudge it and it's going to look awful. That'll do. There. I hope you can see that. If you can't, yeah, you're just going to have to hang on a little bit. Okay, so what I need to do is to get that dried off, and then I'm going to come back. I've got some that goes into the middle there, but I do want to add a little bit more, or maybe not. I haven't decided. But let me get it dried off, and then when it's dry, I'll be back. And I also need to clean the stencil now while the structure paste is still wet, because otherwise I will have a devil of a job if I leave it to dry. Okay, so it's been a few minutes, so the texture paste is pretty much dry. Dry enough for me to be able to work on top of anyway. So I hope you can just pick that out on the screen. I can pretty much see it where it is on my monitor in front of me here. So fingers crossed. Right, so to get started, I'm going to grab some of that teal colour, and I'm just going to put a little bit just down on the craft mat, just there. And I want a little bit of water, and I'm just going to add a thin wash. Brush is a bit stiff. So a thin wash of the paint just across the top, just like so. And I have watered it down, as you saw. So I'm not going at full strength. It is just a wash. Okay, so while we're doing that, I'm going to grab the green, which is the sage colour. I did shake the colours up, by the way. I did remember to do that this time, because otherwise the binder in these does kind of come out or separate. So there's the kind of sagey colour. So I'll just blend that backwards and forwards. A little bit more of the blue just to strengthen that. Bring that green in. And then just while we can, see, that's what happens when you shake them up as well. You've got to be careful that you don't get legs as soon as you open the pot up. It's good if you didn't spit it all over the page, isn't it? That would have been fun. Not. Right, water on the brown. Again, I've not cleaned the brush. And I'm just going to go right the way across bottom. And just blend that in. Actually, that probably isn't enough. That's more like it. It's almost dry brushing, but not quite dry brushing, if you know what I mean. I'm just allowing the paint to work. Grab some of the green again and then blend it back in. It's a little bit dirty. That's okay, because we can just bring that blue back in, just strengthen that blue a little bit and just let it kind of sit on the surface. So let me just grab another brush. Just lighten that colour up towards the bottom. There we go. That will do nicely. So I'm just going to just wipe that off and get that dry. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is, it says, add paper or card circle cutouts somewhere on your page. Right, so what I've done is I've punched out already using a 1 1/4 inch circle punch, and I've also done 3 out of a 3/4 circle punch. What I'm going to do with those, well, the paper that I've used is from, it's a Stamperia paper. I can't remember the name of it, but it's one that's got kind of like steampunky animals and dragonflies and that kind of thing on it. Okay, so I'm going to add one of the circles about here. I'm trying not to go over the section where I've added the masking tape or the stencil tape to divide up the 3 panels. So I'm going to put one of those up here. Doesn't matter. Just trying to work out where I've put it. Okay, it doesn't matter that I'm actually going over some of the structure paste. And I'm trying to do it so I've got at least one of the circles in each of the panels, and that other one can come down here like so, and then I've got the smaller one that I want to add just over the top. Now, interestingly enough, the actual colours in the paper, there's also like a sagey green and a browny colour in the paper, which kind of helps. Okay, so those are my circles. I'll just put a bit of pressure down on those just to make sure that they are sticking flat. It doesn't take long. So I'll make sure they're all dry. I could always just put a little bit of heaviness on top just to make sure that they do flatten. Something heavy on each one. As soon as they're stuck down, I'll be right back. Okay, they're pretty much stuck down in position now, so I can tick off those circles on there, and now I'm going to include some washi tape as well. So, a bit of washi tape. So I've got some kind of browny washi tape, and I'm going to just kind of add those, just tear off a few strips. Now this is from one of the Tim Holtzy collections. Not sure which one because I've kind of separated it away. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to create a kind of broken line going across the page up to the edge. I'm trying not to cover or go over that panel effect that I'm trying to create down the middle. It doesn't matter too much if it doesn't kind of look much at the moment, because you know, it doesn't matter. You'll see. You'll see. Now I have gone over that edge bit there, that dividing piece, so I'm just going to peel that back off and then just rip it. That's it. And with any luck, okay, so we'll have another piece coming down from about there. That should do it. I'm just going to rub my finger over the top. So there are my washi tape pieces. Right, the next thing that I want to do is to add some white gesso. So this is the bit where it says apply paint or colour with your fingers. So that's the H bit. And I'm just going to get the dry bits. Okay, so I'll get a little bit of white gesso just on my fingers, and I'm just going to just start applying that kind of over the top of the page. I'm just gently kind of rubbing it in. And I just want to take it a little bit over the washi tape, and it's just kind of diffusing that a little bit. You can go up and down, doesn't really make any difference. Start to peel a little bit there, that's okay. I'm also going to go just at the top a little bit. And it's kind of just collecting or grabbing onto those circles. I'm just going to keep on going until I'm kind of happy with the way that they're kind of diffusing into the background. An excuse to just have a bit of fun and get a little bit messy. Right, I'm just going to add a little bit more brown paint now down towards the bottom, just a real small amount with my finger again. A little bit of that brown at the top. There, that's cool, like that. Just a bit diffused. Right, got all those white flecks there we've got now. I've got paint all over my hands, but that doesn't make any difference. It's okay. Just give that mat a little bit of a rub. Collect some of these bits, get them in the bin. There we go. Okay, so the next thing that we've got on the list, so apply paint or colour with your fingers, so done that. So make marks with something unusual is the next one. Oh, add texture with a stencil, we've done that one already. So something unusual, right, okay, well, not necessarily unusual, but something you don't use very often. And I've got some string, I've got some hemp twine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it through the paint. I'm just going to grab, we'll see if I can get some of the paint onto the string. And then I'm going to kind of just run it across the page. Push it down with my fingers. I'm going to kind of follow the line where we've got some of that washi tape. I'm just pushing it down, trying to get an impression right the way across the middle. You can always add a little bit more if you want. There we go. Let's bring it down here a little bit. Maybe just up there. That'll do. Okay, dirty fingers. Get it all washed off, get this dry, and then I will be right back with the next bit. Yeah. Dirty birdie. Okay, so make marks with something unusual, something that you don't use very often. So that is the string. Okay, so the next bit is going to be include an animal, fish or a bird on your page. Right, okay. I've got 3 sections, so for me, I wanted to add 3 birds. So what I did, using my Big Shot, I've got the caged bird alterations die, which I don't know whether you can see that. There's a little bird just on there. So what I've done is I've actually cut it out 5 times. I'm not going to include 5 birds onto my art journal page, but I wanted the option of being able to face them different ways. So I can do one facing in that way, one facing in that way, and then another one down there at the bottom, or I could have that one facing that way if I wanted to, or that one facing that way over there. I've got the option. And I've punched them out of the paper, the same paper that I did for the circles. And what I want to do is I'm just going to snip off the bottom part of the branch that they're sitting on, because I'm going to stick this down. I may have to now remove the dividing lines to get these in, because they are just a little bit bigger than the sections that are there. So I'm now going to do a quick, or see if I can, before I stick those down, see if I can peel off the outer and these sections here. So this is going to create those 3 sections. Now we know why I wanted to avoid the washi tape. There we go. So there are my 3 panels on my art journal page. Okay, so first one I'm going to glue. If I can find the glue, there it is. I'll put some glue just on the feet, on the tail, and just quickly add it around the body. So we'll have that one facing forward, and I'm going to stick it just so it's on there, like it's resting on the branch that we've created with the washi tape. And then I'm going to do the same thing this time, facing inwards or facing to the right. Get that one stuck down and put it about there. I think Ian's just about to come back from walking Mr. Bentley. So let's see if we can get this one stuck down first. I'm going to go the other one facing that way as well. So I'll just quickly cut that off. Take it, it's wet out still. Oh dear. Okay, so those birdies are just about dry, but dry enough for me to bring in a Stabilo All, the black, and I'm just going to really gently just go around underneath, and a little bit of grounding just underneath that one there, just to create a little bit of kind of shade, and I will go across the page there. And I'll do the same thing over here. Just go around the bottom and underneath the bird at that side. Just really, really gently. Just add a little bit of that darkness. And then the same at this side here. Like so. Now what that should then enable me to do, with any luck, is grab a little bit of an aqua brush, a water brush. Let's get some water in, and then I can just activate that just so it goes underneath and creates a little bit of shadow, makes it pop a little bit. And let that dry just a little. I can just move that around the page a little bit. Get some kitchen roll if I think it's too much, and just lay it across the top. And then we can just carry on, just adding that little shadow, that dark shadow. Just work it underneath. Same at this side. There's Mr. Bentley come to say hello. Did you enjoy your walk, mister? Did you? Guess that's a yes. Okay, just dab that off. The little monkey. Just go over and round, and then we just lift it off. So create just that little bit of shadow. And then we just activate, weaken it down a little bit. See if we can take some of that off there. There we go. And then we'll just add a little bit of what we've taken from here. Just add that little bit of shadow on that branch there. Maybe just add a tad. There. So our little bird is in the trees. Of course, it's wet, so I'll need to get it dry. Give it a quick blast, and I'll be back. And of course, this will die back a little bit. Okay, so ingredient C, include an animal, fish or bird on your page. We've done that too. So the last thing to do really is, we've also used the pecan, the sage and the teal in the colours. So the last one to do, he says losing his track, was only include one single word on your page. Okay, so I've chosen from this list here the word leap, because birds, leaping from trees, all that kind of thing. Of course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my stamp platform, and I'm going to bring that in, just lift that lid off for the time being. And let's see if we can, this is filthy, it really wants a good clean with some with some alcohol. Yeah. Right, let's get that down there. Get it all into position. Held tight with those. And I've gone and fetched out of a deep and dark drawer some of the Tim Holt worn text alpha stamps. Now I haven't used these in ages and ages and ages, so much so that the actual cling no longer works on them. They've actually dried out. See? They just fall straight off. So to get round that, what I'm going to do is I've got a repositionable tape runner. And all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of glue. He says, hopefully this will work. So I can persuade the glue to actually come off. And just add a little fraction of that tape on the back. And I'm not particularly bothered about getting the letters all lined up. In fact, I like them when they're all higgledy-piggledy, like so. Now if I bring that down on there now, they should stick. Haha, there you go. Right, so what I need now is some jet black eye carvel or stays on. Got black sooty. I did have a tub of stays on somewhere. Don't know where that's gone. So let's just lift that off and then I can ink these up. And of course the beauty of the worn text is that even if you don't get a decent impression, it don't really matter because they're grungy text. So, you know, no big deal if you don't manage to get it first time, because you can always go back and add some more. So let's try again. Drop it back down, go once more. There we go. Leap. I think I'm going to call it a day at that. So I'm not going to go any harder on there. So I'm going to leave this to dry a little bit and then I'll be right back. Okay, so so what we got, you only include one single word on your page, so that's it. So that's all of the 8 ingredients included. Use the 3 colours, and I've used the word leap for my words for inspiration. I think for that page as it is, I've included everything that I need to include for the mission. So I'm going to flip that over, stick on my mission inspiration sheet onto the back so that I know exactly what the prompts were for the art journal page, and I'm going to date it. So today is the 4th, oh, the pen's running out, of November, 4th of the 11th, which is perfect. I'll have to get a different pen now, won't I, because that one's rubbish. Rubbish. Football pen. And then I'm just going to sign bottom down there. But just before I go, I think I've got just enough time before the battery dies on the camera, is I'm just going to grab some of that white gesso and a little brush, just there, and I'm just going to dry brush over birds just towards the top, just to kind of soften them a little bit. just to knock that pattern back a little bit. Just see if I can diffuse a little bit more of that black paint there, just to kind of... See, that's the thing with these pages. You can fiddle and fiddle and fiddle with them till your heart's content. But I think that's it. That'll do for me. So, as you can see, mission inspiration prompt for November. I think I like it. So I hope you've enjoyed that too. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. And I'll also pop on screen now a link, or a visual link if you like, to the Mission Inspiration Facebook group on Facebook, and there's also a clickable link in the description area below this video, so you can click it and ask to join if you want to join along with us every month. That's all from me. See you all again very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.